Wait, so how does Bow Wow deal with your past? Like, have you guys talked through every
Bow Wow
detail?
has a past too.
No, I know. Settle down.
Talk about
I just
it.
wanted
Sure
to
he
know
does.
how you guys
God
dealt
bless
with
him.
your past, and I'm sure you've talked about his.
Well, I've known him since 2006.
Okay.
So people make it seem like I've I guess because I've lived my life openly
Truth.
with my last 3 relationships
That's right.
on air, and then, you had that whole thing with the other DJ that, so people just think like I've been, but I've really only had like 4 major relationships in my whole life. So, but I met Bow in 2006. I was supposed to do lottery ticket, and he doesn't really feel much about it. I think more than anything,
And how do you feel
he
about-
has more to.
Well, and how do you feel about his past?
We all have one. It's all about the right now. I think that matters. When you accept someone, you want to be with that person. The things that happen that kind of don't matter.
You get kind of getting mature. But Bow Wow also has a lot of groupies, right? There was a headline came out maybe a couple weeks ago. Some little thought jumped up saying that Bow Wow was cheating, or some little troll post I saw. How do you tend to be a little jealous and you turn up quick? Are you managing that with Bow Wow? Because anything can pop up from Bow Wow. Bow Wow goes to a strip club and all of a sudden he's cheating on you with a stripper. How you gonna manage that?
It's crazy because I think he realized he was gonna marry me when we were at a strip club. So I don't really think.
True love.
Amazing.
True love.
Amazing.
Yeah, we were in Vegas and he turns to JD and I'm gonna marry her. And then
Were you making it rain? Were you smacking the ass? What were you
What
doing?
were
All
you
that.
doing?
Champagne.
You had
all
a
the-
titty in your mouth?
Probably.
Probably.
It's possible.
But this is the thing. I am myself, and for the first time, I'm in a situation where like I have someone who accepts me for all that I am, how I am. And now that I've been fully accepted, it's like, okay, now how do I perfect myself? Because he's taking me for everything that I am. I gotta now
Work on me.
Yeah, for the first time, I'm like, I gotta what can I better myself
Well,
for
and how
this
can you-
man who's accepted me
Right,
for
and
everything.
just a little bit of advice, like, and even in him accepting you, like, you are a fucking handful. Fact. Like, I don't, like, you and I aren't best friends, but I know you. I feel like I've been around you enough times to have an idea of who you are, and I think you're a good person and very sweet and flirtatious and all these things, and it's wonderful that he accepts you. But then, yes, then you have to think he accepts me all. So how do I make it even easier for him?
Right.
Because you're a fucking handful.
Right.
I have
I'm
watched
actually
you.
not that bad.
No, listen. I
think
remember.
in the past, yes, but I was also in very shaky, weird situations.
And
in
you
the
feel that
past.
now you're in a stable enough place in life that it's
stable. I finally have this real peace of mind now.
So you don't think you don't think he'll be forced to go through as much as he would have had he been dating you, say 2-3 years ago?
We're
Say
so,
yes. No,
believe it
fam,
or not, we're
3 years
so
ago,
much alike.
Yo, fam, 3 years ago, you
right,
and
he
Bow Wow, it would have been a different thing. Right now, the way you talking
You're
kind of like a
completely
grown-up.
different, Erica. Yeah.
I guess.
You don't want to admit
But
it.
you gotta realize he used to be.
No,
he's
yes. I've known Bow Wow a long
too.
time. Speaking of that,
I love it.
Oh God.
so Chris Rock's brother comes out,
Oh
calls you a whore.
yeah.
Well, he said it. He made a joke, and
I gotta
yeah.
admit that was the best PR stunt he's ever done. Like that's probably the most press he's gotten in his whole career. So
Damn.
shout outs to him.
Shots.
So
Did you like Bow Wow's response? Did you even think out all that was necessary? I'm sending goons in this whole.
You know what? Yeah,
talk.
because who are you? To even, say what you think or whatever. And how do you know of me, like of that matter? You know what I mean? So you kind of have to question.
Well, he's judging you based on what he sees on television, I'm sure.
But where on television do you get I'm a whore because I choose to be with who I want? Like that's a freedom that you have. Men, if anything, are more whores than the women. So.
Yeah, I mean, Erica, when you think about it, in all fairness, and let me just say, I don't think it's.
He apologized to
It
you,
was
by
a
the way.
shitty word choice. He shouldn't have said that.
He apologized because I feel like, he was just, in the moment, and that's cool. But when you take a step back, it's like
That looks crazy.
People have to really realize, like, not a lot of people are as brave as I am to live their life as open, as I do. And, who are you really to judge? Because behind the scenes, there's people 20 times worse than me.
It's very true.
It's just that my life is on TV. So
At any point where you're like, yo, Bow, don't acknowledge this, like skip it or
Leave it alone.
no,
you just let him run wild.
I sat on his lap while he tweeted away.
See,
But
that's
now-
the problem.
but
That's
see,
what we have
now-
to worry about.
Right now, see, because
But you
and the
gotta
reason
let
no,
a
but
man be a man.
Yeah, but
and,
also
and if
remember-
he wants to, if that's what he wants to do as his woman, I will let him do it.
yeah, but he didn't have to do it on social media.
He didn't, but neither did the other guy.
Yeah, but Bow Wow's
You're
bigger
right.
than Tony Rock.
You're right, and I think at this point he even realized that after it was said and done. But I'm not gonna.
'Cause talking about sending goons-
my man was wrong because
no.
whatever he felt was the.
Ding,
I'm
ding,
gonna
ding.
stand
But
by
as
him.
his
If
wife,
he
you should
felt
be
it
like,
was
yo,
right,
boo.
I
don't-
feel it was
yeah,
right.
but you should be like, yo, boo, don't fuck up the paper.
and
B.
you know what? I probably did behind closed doors, but the world will never know that.
Okay.
So
You didn't say shit. Stop it.
of course I did.
Because if somebody would have really got hurt, and that would have been a reflection on Bow Wow, that hurts that movie money.
That
You're
wasn't gonna
right.
happen. That wasn't gonna happen.
it wasn't. I mean, who
That
really
wasn't gonna
cares about
happen.
Tony Rock though?
Yeah, it wasn't gonna be that serious.
That's-
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
like-
saying.
Bow Wow's a
Just saying.
smart kid. That's not gonna happen.
Just
He
saying.
gets slapped up every day at the Laugh Factory.
Oh!
As it is. I don't think people care to really.
Bow Wow comes to you and he asks you to sign a prenup. What's the answer?
We've already had that discussion.
So what's gonna happen?
You know, this is how I feel. Whatever we have, I'm not saying what we decided. This is how I feel about it. Whatever he had before me, I feel like he should keep it to himself. He earned that, and the same thing with me. But whatever we gain as
Absolutely.
we're together,
So you're signing a prenup.
I'm not saying yes or no. That's something
Yes.
that I think
I'll
will
speak
come.
first.
I think
Yes.
you guys could see that played
Yeah,
out
but
soon
that's-
enough. Can I say that? Yeah, you guys might see that play out soon
All right,
enough.
I didn't even know that. I was
Okay.
just speculating.
So does that mean that that Bow Wow is talked about on the show? You just don't see him on the show?
Yeah, he's talked about because that whole kiss on 106 in Park definitely threw me in the doghouse with Sin because we were together at the time. So,
Well, they were together for TV at the time.
why do you say that?
Because there's no way you were together then. Stop it.
You're
I
in
don't believe it.
denial, yo.
You guys were too hot to be together. I don't believe it. It's like a porno lesbian
You know
fantasy.
what's
It's not
crazy
real
though?
life.
People like him, the weirdos, they're gonna actually enjoy us fighting. It's like, oh my god, they're fighting again. I can see you like
Well,
this whole
I'm gonna-
season. Oh my god.
Yo, if a titty pops out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm jerking off
I
to
just
this
need
fight.
the raw
That's
footage.
his- that's his
you got
wish
raw
for-
footage from me,
for a
VH1?
booby to pop
I need raw
out.
footage. I will not leak it. You can trust.
No,
No, listen.
It never gets to that point. There's one intense moment that you guys obviously see in the trailer, but it never got to that point. And even that point, I think, just her getting up and me, it was kind of like we finally went head to head. But it's really it's not as bad as it looks, but it is sad, especially for the fans. Like I feel like the fans are gonna
Yo,
feel
if you
it.
never saw the time we had them both here together when they were still in love, it's an
Making
amazing,
out.
I
it
think
was
that
an
interview.
amazing
I think that interview went everywhere.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Now, this season is 5. You never know whether you'll come to the end of the line after this on this show.
This is the
This is it?
last for me.
So if this is it for you, what
Yeah.
would you want to do next, ideally?
Right now I got my jewelry line that I'm about to launch in
Is that
February.
her? Is that what
yeah,
that is?
Her by Erica Mena.
Yeah.
And my clothing line is really doing really well, and I haven't even promoted the new stuff.
Are you wearing any of your pieces now?
My undershirt, yeah.
You
Yeah, I
date,
can't.
you're married to my friend now. Normally I'd have been like, yo, show me.
Yeah.
For the people, show them though. What are you wearing?
It's one of our new tops actually that's gonna be launching. I'm
Okay,
trying
good.
to feel it.
Check it out.
All right.
Take it all
okay.
in.
All right.
It's cut out, cool. But
Good
yeah.
Lord.
We
God
have,
bless you, Bow Wow.
Handle your business, my G.
So you have
Represent
the
for
clothing
the
line,
squad.
the
jewelry line. What else?
And I got a wedding to plan. So right now I'm just worried about the wedding.
When's the wedding?
In April.
Wow, beautiful.
But you said you were going to be on lottery ticket once when the movie was
Yeah.
coming out. So are you going to do some acting afterwards?
Definitely. I actually have some stuff on the table right now with one of them is actually for a big studio, so it's kind of exciting that they actually reached out to me. And then it is a girl that's fighting.
Just be yourself. They're like, listen, let's pay this girl to be herself.
It's kind of like I get my Michelle Rodriguez on because the boxing thing.
I like it.
It's definitely up my alley.
Sex
so.
tape for you and Bow Wow.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
I mean,
tight.
listen, it's
You know
worked
what's
for several
crazy?
people.
I think he's
Run
so
the play,
paranoid.
Mena.
He's so paranoid. He won't even let me send lingerie pictures. So I doubt that'll ever happen.
Hey, Bow Wow. We've already seen Erica Mena in lingerie, my G.
Yeah, don't even worry about it.
My dude. Like, if you're
Shut
worried about us
up.
seeing Mena in draws, it's happened.
Shut up.
I'm just saying, he's
Don't
late.
say draws. That sounds so like Lingerie is better.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you,
Because,
bro.
you know, it's like
Fuck out
Victoria's
here. I seen you in
Secret-ish.
your drawers, B.
You did not.
On where?
Whatever them calendars and I see you on flyers in your drawers.
Oh, my drawers. Come on.
This swimsuit,
You're such a
drawers,
bikini man. You don't even know the
whatever.
right word for
Whatever it is.
He's an old man. I've seen
Such
you in
an
your
old
knickers.
man.
I've seen you in your undies. Erica Mena Mondays. Maybe come back. We'll check in with you.
Yeah,
in a
I
little bit.
have to. I think in the middle of the season, it's necessary.
Why? Because you know some things is really gonna pop off.
Yeah, and there's some things that she needs to talk to us about that she can't right now.
Yeah, and then I think, you know, you'll probably have announcements coming out from now to then.
Can you make them here with us? Whatever
Of
your
course.
announcements are.
Just answer my text. It takes like 30 hours.
Sometimes I'm a father now.
And
you know
then
what I'm
even
saying?
him, if
I
I
have a
don't
new
ask
number.
about our wife, he won't text me back either.
She's always trying to say something flirtatious about my wife.
You bag Mrs. Rosenberg if you could.
She's banging. I don't think he can handle her though. You know how he tries to say Bow can't handle me? You definitely can't handle that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
I think Laura can handle her though.
Who, my wife?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Now
Yeah.
you're creating a lesbian situation between my wife and Laura.
Where are you
More,
taking
more,
it?
It's the new Love and Hip Hop
Man up,
story.
man up, man up. So, speaking of, you still are into women. Are you bringing that into you and Bow Wow's relationship? You guys, now?
I no.
You know what? Yeah, it might get too messy.
It's not even that. I don't know. I just want them all to myself.
She's in love.
I don't want to share it.
Yeah, I was hoping she would be like, "Nah, I'm gonna bring a piece in. I'm gonna let
No,
him bang
no,
it
no.
out." You know what
Sorry,
I mean?
bro.
That's not the
Porn,
move.
none of that.
You know, I used to be for it, like, oh, you gotta please your man, especially when you're married. But it's different when you just have that connection and you're like, okay, this is it. Like,
You guys will go through peaks and valleys.
Yeah, but
well, we're young. We're both 27.
That's what I'm saying. You guys
so-
will go through peaks and valleys. If you're really gonna do this for the rest of your life, talk to me in 10 years. You'll be like, yo, you know, I was thinking maybe we met this bad joint at the strip club, bring it back to the crib.
But I told you, I don't like the weird vibe that's out there these days of women always being like, "I'm gonna find me a bad bitch." I don't know. I think it's weird. I'm like,
That's
I don't know.
because it's something you can't do.
Shut the fuck up, man. Hey, yo, Bow Wow, get your girl, man. Don't shut the fuck up.